Don't judge me on this because we were gonna have a painting party. I thought it was gonna happen this weekend, but it didn't. So this is an area which I already kind of started tackling. It was a little bit of a mess. It's a Davy, what did you do? What did you do? Hey fam, Sarah here. Welcome back to our channel. It's been an unusual week for our family, and I'm going to talk to y'all while I'm doing my makeup, but it's been an unusual week for my family. I basically tried to do my hair over a span of 2 to 3 days, and the reason why it took that long was because I was dealing with sick kids this week. Zoe actually missed swimming because she was sick, which is like the worst. You know, we just started and I didn't want her to miss her actual activity and, you know, just to miss new things that they're going to be learning and not kind of throw her in next week, but we'll see how it all goes. That said, that threw everything off, and because I was dealing with busy kids, it means that my week on a whole was just kind of crazy. The house wasn't getting cleaned as much, which really sucked, because if you are a big family mom and you, like, when things fall out of whack, like routine type stuff, oh my gosh, the backup is real. And so, you know what? This morning I'm going to show you guys for real what that looks like. My house is chaos. And the worst part is, everyone's gone about their business. I've got children at work, I've got children at school, and I've got hubby at work. So who is left to homeschool and try to maintain a clean house? Me. Oh no! And that can be a challenge. It can be hard. Whoa, that's a lot of blush on one cheek. Oh my gosh. But I'd rather just start my days off homeschooling the way I want to, and, you know, just spending my time with the kids like normal, and not just feel like I have to just play catch up the whole day. And that's what I'm gonna look like for the day. So at least my bed's made. I'm happy about that. Because we were gonna have a painting party. I thought it was, which I already kind of started tackling. It was a little bit of a mess. On a whole, the sink is pretty clean. I have made sure all the toys went down, but because the basement is so far, they don't always want to go down there. So before we get into it, I want to say, don't judge me on this, because my house is not like this all the time, but I'm not going to say it's not messy here and there at times, because I'm a mom of 5 and I do have little kids. But on a whole, it's usually not this bad. And yes, sometimes they do leave kind of I would call it chaos for me the next day, on like when we're starting off on Monday, and I hate it, but it's usually not this bad. Like, it's been a busy week, and then yesterday was just kind of like a chill Sunday. I stayed at home. I didn't go to church, and with hubby and the older kids, and I cooked and they ran errands for me. Then we came home and we ate together, and then, you know, everyone just was kind of relaxing a little bit. Even though they helped, they did clear out the dinner table. I'll show you guys that when I'm showing you just how rough the house is right now. So when they did decide to chill a little bit, I didn't say too much to be like, guys, let's get the house, let's pick it up, because to my understanding it was gonna get done, but it clearly didn't. Not to mention, I do have pretty good kids in the sense that they go and do their homeworks too. Like, so they were doing homework, and what's mom gonna say when your kid is actively doing their homework and it's like, guys, you need to put that to the side to go clean? Like, I can't say that because their homework is due, but it's just a balance. So I'm showing you this because honestly, I do plan on sharing like little tips and tricks on how on a whole I manage just taking care of my family, being a big family mom, just manage to keep my house clean and you know, just be able to do certain things when you have a lot of kids. I will obviously have to do it in like series to show different parts of it. So we'll be doing that alongside our marriage series that hubby and I are doing. If you guys missed the how we met video, we've already put that out. We revamped things a little bit and just shared with a lot of you guys, the newcomers, about how we met and just like our funny little story. But yeah, we'll be doing a series just sharing like marital tips and how we survived, because we're approaching 20 years of marriage. That's a lot. So we definitely are going to be sharing some stuff along that. But I figured, you know what, there's still room to share for me, being a mom of 5, because sometimes I think, oh, what's there to share? There's already moms sharing this, but I realize all of our families are different. All the way we do things are different, and we can all learn from one another. And maybe you guys can share some tips and tricks with me in areas that I'm struggling. So without further ado, let's get into the mess that my family left for me today. And I'll probably show you the after, like how I get through it, because I'm gonna put on like my Apple Watch and kind of see how many steps I take, which I should have already had on because I was already cleaning. So it already looks a little bit better, just a little bit. I moved a few things and brought them upstairs before I thought, you know what, let's make this into a video. Anyways, as you guys can see, my makeup is pretty rough. It's nothing extra, but I didn't want to come on here looking like Raggedy Ann. So let's get into it. So as I make my way downstairs, I'm immediately greeted with our shoes. Our foyer area is quite big, but it doesn't appear that big at the moment because it's just covered with shoes. So we just had winter here in Canada, and I'm just so pumped that our boots are going to be making their way inside the garage in their organization bin, just because I don't want to see them anymore. They just take up way too much space, and when you live in a big family, there are a lot of shoes, and if you also have shoe lovers in the house, you'll have a lot of shoes. So that's the first area that's just kind of been left there, and it's not nice to see. So yeah. And then yesterday, hubby stopped at the store and grabbed myself a pair of Crocs, and Zavi as well, but they have to be returned because our sizes were off. So yeah, that's basically that for that. Also, we have this area here. This is like this little front area, which I really love, but it is a spillover. People put all types of things there, and it's just so frustrating. Okay, so making our way to the sitting room. Yesterday, we started folding laundry, but obviously did not get done. And then I had a child who was laying on the couch with a blanket. My kids love blankets, but the problem is they never put it back in the blanket box, which can be frustrating because that is what we need to do, clean up after ourselves. And overall over here is not too bad, but we have some stuff over here because we were gonna have a painting party. I thought it was gonna happen this weekend, but it didn't. So now we have to figure out what the heck to do with this stuff. It's either we're gonna use it or we're not, but it cannot stay here because I'd like to decorate this area a little bit more. You guys, give me some ideas. I need some ideas as to what to do with this little section. So this is an area which I already kind of started tackling. It was a little bit of a mess. It's a dumping ground. I got this little caddy thing off of Wayfair, and I really like it. I have a little mess here for myself because I had these aprons for the kids stored in here, but then I was trying to fit my juicer in here, which doesn't fit, by the way, because I'm missing some of the components, which are still up here. My blend tech can actually fit down there, so it needs to go down there. But on a whole, like, I have kids toys. I bought this Bible planner for myself, and the girls were going to be doing it. We're starting today, and it is so cute. I'm so excited. We're going to be doing our own little Bible study at home. Yeah. And yeah, this is kind of what it's looking like. Obviously, it's a quick cleanup, but it's still kind of crazy. Doesn't belong there, and I kind of wish that people would put things back and not just leave the area as a dumping ground. On a whole, the sink is pretty clean, but we have dishes and we have recycling. I don't know what the old builders thought of in these homes that they're considered like big family homes. It's a 4-bedroom, it's an older home, so there's a lot of things that weren't taken into account when they thought people were gonna have big families. Our garbage area, for instance, is only big enough for one garbage for big family garbage. Like, it's not enough to split it to make a recycling section in the back. So because we have no recycling section, recycling is prone to getting thrown on the counter, which is the worst. It means it doesn't go in the right spot because it's just, obviously people have to then take it and walk it to like the garage area because there's not another corner in here to store it. So that's a dilemma that we ran in, but let's continue on with the tour. So anyways, the kids are playing here. They brought some toys up from the basement. I have made sure all the toys went down, but because the basement is so far, they don't always want to go down there. So yeah, they get brought up from time to time so they can play within the living room. And yeah, this is what it's looking like. Like I said, my kids love blankets. And so people will use the blankets and just leave them there, and then yeah, falls apart. So before I actually start tackling a lot of this stuff, I'm gonna make myself some breakfast. And lately I have been juicing celery juice, so I'm just currently washing. I I don't know if I did this backwards, but I basically have like kind of chopped it up before I washed it. But either way, I'm just gonna wash it. I'm gonna give it a good wash and then I'm gonna juice it real quick because I need energy to be able to do all this stuff. Oh, not to mention one of my daughters came home early from work today, so she's been actually dabbling in and helping me, which I'm so grateful for. But that's what I'm up to. Just wanted to let you guys know. Also, so the kids, usually because I homeschool, I usually prefer to get their kids' schoolwork out in the morning. That's mostly for myself, just because I know I juggle a lot of things and I want to get it done in a timely manner. But at the same time, I'm also flexible because when things like this pop up, I like to just take care of it, and that way they're also learning in like a clean environment and it's not crazy. So they're having a little creative play while I'm tending to myself because they already ate breakfast and they're just getting to they're just having a little fun. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some homeschooling after I get to cleaning. You guys, so while I was trying to talk to you, this happened. You know those clothes I showed you earlier that were nicely folded, just waiting to go back upstairs? This happened. Abby, what did you do? What did you do? All I heard was, I did it, Mommy, I did it. Did you do it? What did you do? You folded the clothes? You think you did a great job? My kid loves to do laundry, and that means that if it's folded, he'll unfold it and then does his version of folding, which is not that helpful. But he's cute. I love you. Okay guys, so it's later on in the day. I've already made a trip out on the street and went to the store, but this is what this area is looking like. Thank God. To be fair, a lot of the stuff just got moved to the other side, but so the kids got home. We basically just got off the street. The kids got home and they have homework and different things that they're gonna do, and so that's like a whole different type of mess, but it's like kind of doing what they have to do type thing. Hopefully everyone cleans up after themselves, right? Yeah. Yeah. And the kitchen, and I managed to get the kitchen done before I left as well. The kitchen got done before I left, thank God. This drainer is needing to be unpacked again because I washed up before I left, but this is where we're at. Like I said, we had to go on the street. I basically had some stuff that I had to go return, which is not, you know, for the most part, I don't usually go out too much during the day. I usually leave the returning for the weekend, but I kind of really wanted to take care of it real quick. I picked up these shorts, which are pretty cute. We're currently over this side working right now because that's where the chaos still exists. As you can see, the kids are now back home, so we're basically gonna hang out and kind of have a little laundry party. It's like a folding party. It's not gonna take too long because there's so many of us, right, Charlotte?
Right. Yeah.
So we're all gonna kind of hang out and fold over here. I think Babes is just home right now too, but just kind of fold and see how much we can get done. And this is the kind of place where we hang out the most, so it will be the place that gets a little bit junky. But honestly, note to self, if you've got a big family, you've got to keep on top of it. Some tips that I could give you guys is round up everyone and have a little cleanup the night before. I feel like there's so many of us, when everyone does it, it gets done that much faster. We just kind of pick up the night before because the next day, starting the day off with junk everywhere is very overwhelming. A big part of it is also just practicing putting things away. And you really have to kind of stress that, because if you don't, then people just put stuff anywhere and everywhere and it just piles up and until it gets out of control. I think another key thing, especially for little ones, is definitely having a space for them to play. If they have a space of their own, their stuff could be kind of there. And I say that lightly because although I have a playroom for them downstairs, they still find a way to bring their toys up here. And I'm okay with it so long as we can bring it back. But sometimes I find that it kind of lingers for a little bit longer than anticipated, and then we just wind up with this. So we're gonna be bringing it back downstairs. It can just kind of stay down there, and if they want to play with it, they can go down there. That's basically it for the day. I might film a little bit of a time lapse of us cleaning this, but if I don't, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just wanted to show you guys like a real day in the life. Wanted to just kind of give you guys a glimpse of the realities of having a big family, because I know like on YouTube, based on a lot of the videos that you see, it looks like all the families have it all together and things are just so refined and just always put together, but that's not real. What I find is that if it is, especially like if my house were to be clean 24/7, it means that I'm not putting, my kids aren't getting to play, and there's just a lot of restrictions. I would find I have to be like, don't touch, don't this, which I don't want them to have to live like that. Or I'm not spending enough time with them and all I'm doing is cleaning. So I feel like there has to be a medium, there has to be a balance, and your house isn't gonna be spotless when you have little kids or a big family, but habits are key. So when everyone learns to clean up after themselves, everyone's learning to put things away, and just also everyone has their space, their own little space where they can put their own things. That's also key, which brings me to an area at the front. Hubby's planning on building a cubby so everyone can have their own little cubby area and to be able to just put their things in. We've never had that before, and it's not in this house, but the idea sounds great, and I think it would be very useful in our home. So that's a system we're still looking to kind of implement in our home to just make it easier when it comes to certain things, and even the little ones can help to put things where they belong. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. Let me know what you guys think of the style of video. Like I said, I'm thinking of doing a little series surrounding it. Basically how I manage, how I cope, how I survive type videos with being a mom of a big family. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all.